Hi there guys, we have here another tutorial. Today we're going to be doing isometric projection and orthographic views. So first thing, I'm just going to hold this close to see which problem, to just show you guys at home which problem we'll be tackling. We'll be tackling problems 2. So the first thing I'm going to do is to put this into orthographic projection and produce the missing view. And then the third thing is, the second thing, is to create an isometric. So I'm just going to hold it close. Yeah. Good. So we'll start right here, and I'll put this into orthographic projection. So I have these two views, and I have so far the plan view, and I have the plan view and I have the side view. What I'm going to do is draw both the plan and side view first as they are, and then project and form a third view, which would be another side view, which would be the end view, so as not to get you guys confused. So last time what I found was that I used a point that was a bit too light, and my viewers weren't able to see. So I'm just going to start off drawing with an HB point, so that the viewers at home are able to see, rather than I draw with a light point. Right? So let me just start off with this HB point. I always suggest to my students when doing this particular problem, it's best to always sketch off what the view will look like first on the side before you actually attempt to do it. It also saves time. So let's start now. I draw my datum line, which is somewhat here. Hope everyone can see that. Yeah, that looks like something that everyone can see. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place measurements above and below. So I'm going to separate where my two views would be at this stage. So that's going to be, that line above is going to be one view, and that's going to be for another view. So let me just start now. So far the distance is 90. So let me just put this on. 90, and we go up 30. And on the other side we go up 25. Let's just draw a line and then come back and measure it. I find it's easier to draw lines first and then come back and measure, rather than try to measure on the paper without any actual measurements, without any actual lines. Some people, they like measuring first and then coming back and drawing. I find it easier to always draw the first and then measure. Like I said, this is just preference, so whatever works for you, work with it. 30. So far so good. Total height is 55, so I have my height in. So far I think I've already done an elevation. An elevation is here. Then we're going to come down and we're going to draw the plan. So what I'm going to do at this stage is just project these lines downward. And I project them ever so light, because they're supposed to be construction lines. We do not want any dark lines on the paper at this stage. So I've projected them, and then this is probably going to be my darkest line here. I'm going to actually emphasize that. Yeah, good. And now, okay. Now let's see where this next elevation will go. The width of it is 45, so I've just allocated my 45 there. Yep. Shut that off. Cool. And by projecting the lines downward from the first drawing, this actually gives us a lot of clues as to how to tackle this drawing. So far this is pretty much done, except for I have to put in these this little, let me just show you guys right in here. Yeah, so it's 15 here, and that is 15, and then that there is another 15. How much do we go in? This goes in 20. Let's just draw that line to get something on the paper and measure about 20. I'm just going to measure about 20, form a 20. Good. So far that view is finished also. Now let's start to create the side view. I'm going to leave a space again of 1 centimeter, and this time I'm going to draw a vertical line. This vertical line, I'm going to draw it and emphasize it extremely hard, as you can see, and this creates what we will call the cross here. So we have a joint that's going to be on this corner in the upper left, and we have a joint that's in the lower left, and then we have a joint which is going to be on the upper right side here. This is my information line that I always project down. Information line is projected down from the point at 45 degrees. This is going to help us this is going to help us actually create the last view, which is the end view. So everything interacts with the information line from the plan. All these lines, I project them to hit the information line, and then they go at a perpendicular angle of 90 degrees upward at the intersection points. This is what I'm doing now. I'm sending them up, and these will be clues to helping us solve the last elevation. So let's see now what we have here. It's pretty much done. Let me just emphasize. That's my top piece. This is the end of my side. To here. There. And then these two points need to come up to here and there. And then I'm just going to see that is there, that needs to be here. So that wasn't too long, and in about, let's say, under 10 minutes we have the drawing already set up with all our 3 views. We have the plan, and we have 2 views. We have a side, and we have an end elevation, all in under 10 minutes. So I hope you guys at home were able to follow up to this stage so far. What I'm doing before I actually go on to the next stage is I'm just re-emphasizing what is already done, so that you guys at home can actually see. Because I mean, sometimes it could be a bit dull when you're looking at the video. You can't see certain things. I've actually reviewed my videos and I realized that was one of the main problems. So far, all my views should be visible to you viewers at home. I'm just going to label, a quick labeling, and move. So this is my front, no, not front, this would be my side elevation, this would be my front, and this would be my plan. The next stage, what we're going to do is we're going to put this into an isometric projection. So I'm just going to move the board over, so we're going to be focusing on this area right now. For this, we can use any of these instruments. I'm going to go and get a 60-30. As you can see here, I only have 45 set squares. So just give me one moment. Probably around here. It's better for us. I'm trying to locate exactly where we want to start so that I don't run off my page. But I think I'm all good now. So once again, I'm just going to look and see what we have here. The distance is 45. That would be 45 across here. That's in. And sometimes the best thing to do is to create a box. First thing, if you're having difficulties with these sort of problems, is to create a box. So I'm going to do that. Create a box of 55 by 45 by 90. This is my 90. So this will be my 90 here. This will be my 55. Up. Just making sure things are all lined up before I proceed to the next step. They're all lined up now. Okay, good. So we know everything should fit in here because that's the full height, 55 by 45 by 90. So at this stage I'm just going to further emphasize, just make sure you guys at home see it's a box, and it is a box. And from here now, I think that we can start sculpting, like taking away what is unnecessary so that we only left with the necessary. I hope you guys understood that. I'm just highlighting, I'm just actually finding my reference points so that when I start I can draw my lines without actually having to measure. So now this is going to be yeah. Right, so let me stop and just discuss what I've done so far. So far I've done I'm starting to create the side view as a front face for the isometric. You can perhaps see here, I'm going to try to move both hands simultaneously so that you can see where I'm actually drawing. To there, sorry, up to there, cross down to there. I'm going to come back down, and I'm going to send this across to there and then bring it back down. So this is literally the front face that I'm drawing. Sorry, the side face. Yeah. The reason why I get mistaken calling it the front face is because this is where I'm straightly looking at. But if we were to spin this object, the front will actually be from this side. And we almost finished here, because there isn't much more to draw on this, because the rest of the stuff will be hidden. We don't put hidden lines on isometric projections, you know. We only put hidden lines on the orthographic, because in reality, the way how an isometric is similar to reality. So if you were looking at an object and things were hidden, they would just be hidden. You wouldn't see them at all. You wouldn't even know they were there. But in orthographic projection, we indicate things or elements that are hidden by using dashed lines. So that's just something for you guys to remember. So just actually backing up my point, what I've just made, I'm just going to pause from the isometric and go back to the orthographic and put in my hidden detail on the side elevation by just putting in these dashed lines, and that represents the hidden detail. Also, I need to put it in on my side elevation, some dashed lines. So yes, my hidden detail has been represented on both my side elevation, my front elevation, nothing for the plan, and for my isometric, like I said, we do not show hidden details. We just leave it. I think this brings us to the end of our session now, and I'm pleased with what we have here. This was done within, let's say, 20 minutes. So I just encourage you guys at home to practice, and if you don't get it done the first time, keep trying it. Sometimes it's best to sketch off the isometric to help inform you of how to create the orthographic projection. Or for some people, it's best to work with the orthographic to help inform how to create the isometric. It doesn't really matter with me. I actually like to sketch the isometric because I like to work from a total picture and then reduce it to a detail. You know, some people like that style of working global and then coming in to a detail. Other people like starting off at a detail and then expanding to a global. Doesn't really matter. Choose the style that's comfortable for you. First, you have to know yourself to know what style is comfortable for you. Then once you've done that, that makes easier, kind of like 3 times or 4 times even easier. So, lastly, I'm just going to label isometric projection. And I think that's a wrap. Thanks for joining.